So there is a song out by the Wombats that goes, I brought a lemon to a knife fight. And they interviewed the band to ask them what that song was about. And he said it was either about like fighting with his wife or girlfriend. And he said that it's like you go into it and you just know you're going to lose. It's like fighting a dragon on Game of Thrones, where you just go into it, you just know you're going to lose because you brought a lemon to a knife fight and you're just completely unprepared for the fight. And that is exactly what Bernie Sanders did when he decided to run as a member of the Democratic Party in this presidential election, is he brought a lemon to a knife fight. He compromised his energy by running as a member of the Democratic Party when it isn't his truth. The truth is the light, and the truth brings you closer to the divine God energy itself. So, unfortunately, Bernie is not aligned with truth because he's an independent senator from Vermont who happens to be a Democratic socialist. So, he's been getting a lot of crap from critics about it as well. They are calling him a disruptor, saying that he, doesn't have a place in this field. He's running as a Democrat when he isn't a Democrat. He's misplaced. And those critics are actually correct in saying that. He doesn't have a place in this field, and he doesn't belong in the Democratic Party, which is why the Divine specifically asked him to branch out and lead the People's Party. So while I understand that third parties have failed in the past, this one won't. It's not like the Divine is just trying to set up Bernie Sanders to fail, where it's like, hey, go lead the People's Party so you can just fail miserably. It's like, no, go lead the People's Party because that's where the power is. I'm going to help you, and you actually will succeed in your goal in becoming president. So unfortunately, Bernie Sanders has free will. He can do whatever the heck he wants to do. If he wants to ignore his truth and what he's supposed to be doing, he can. He's allowed to. But he's really not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Now, Bernie Sanders, it's his life purpose to be president. He's predestined. He's essentially the Divine's golden boy. And so when the Divine sets an intention for something to happen, he respects human free will. And that includes Bernie's free will. So the Divine is respecting Bernie's free will right now, but Bernie's being shown things. And I guess the way he's being shown things right now is he's an energetic match for crap. Because Bernie's not aligned with the truth and the light, the law of attraction kicks in and he ends up attracting darkness to himself, which is why his campaign has been having issues. And he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. So that's why he's an energetic match for bad things. And because Bernie is the Divine's golden boy, he's a bigger target for the dark. So the dark recognizes this and says, woo, juicy steak, Bernie is vulnerable, let's go get him, woo! Thank you for running as a member of the Democratic Party, because that makes you vulnerable to us. Now we're going to go after you hardcore. Because they can, because Bernie's not holding the hand of the Divine. And the dark knows that, so he's vulnerable and they're going to go after him hardcore. So another issue is that Bernie, in not separating out from the Democratic Party, well, he never broke up with his abusive girlfriend because the Democratic Party rigged the primaries in the last election and screwed him over. And so instead of breaking up with his abusive girlfriend as an act of self-love, he stayed with his abusive girlfriend and basically asked for another serving of abuse, which he's currently getting. Bernie was recently quoted as saying, "The cat is out of the bag. The corporate wing of the Democratic Party is publicly anybody but Bernie. They know our progressive agenda of Medicare for all, breaking up big banks, taking on drug companies, and raising wages is the real threat to the billionaire class." And of course the corporate wing of the Democratic Party is anybody but Bernie. Of course they're trying to screw you over again. It's a repeat of the last election. You were supposed to break up with your abusive girlfriend because your abusive girlfriend is going to continue abusing you. So there is a reason why the Divine asked you to separate out and lead the People's Party and lead our revolution and get everybody off the couch and speaking their truth and fighting for what's right and good and just for our country. So Bernie was quoted as saying, "We need somebody who has the guts to stand up to Wall Street, insurance companies, drug companies, and the fossil fuel industries, which is all correct. We do need that. But we also need someone who has the guts to lead the People's Party. And we also need someone who has the guts to take that leap of faith, trust that the divine will catch you and support you in your endeavors by leading the People's Party, taking that leap of faith and knowing that you're not going to fail. But yeah, you're a big juicy steak for the dark right now, man. You are definitely not holding the hand of the divine right now. Every time I veer off path and go and do my own thing, it's the same thing. The other side will, let me run off and do my own thing. And then when things don't work out for me, they walk up to me and they say, "Are you ready to listen to us yet? We're still here. Have you had enough? Are you ready to listen to us yet?" It's the way they are. You have free will, but free will has consequences. So Bernie's campaign is taking some hits, man. That's what the polls are showing. I guess the best way to say it is you just really compromised your power, President Sanders. You really compromised your power a lot, and you're seeing it. Okay, so energetically, here's what's going on with these souls, okay? We have Joe Biden over here. We have Elizabeth Warren over here. Give her some glasses. Elizabeth Warren. La 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 la. And then we have Bernie Sanders right here. With the crazy hair and the glasses. Okay? Now, all three of these people have shackled themselves to the Democratic Party. And okay? So the problem is the divine doesn't like either party. He does not like the Republican Party or the Democratic Party because he doesn't think either party is focused on the interest of the people. So he wants to replace them with a third party called the People's Party. Over here. Now, this is where all of the power is. This is where all of the universal energies, law of attraction, good things, right? Law of attraction, positive energy. This is where all of the universal support is in becoming president of the United States. Okay? Now, because it's Bernie Sanders' life purpose to be president, and he's also predestined, and it's his heart-focused work, and he has pure intentions, and he's aligned with truth. His platform is aligned with truth as a democratic socialist because God is a democratic socialist. This is the divine's golden boy over here. So basically, God is looking at everybody's souls, and he's saying, I want that one. I can see all these souls that want to be president. I want that soul to be president. But that soul, in order to be president, is going to have to go where the truth is and where all the universal energies are. He's going to have to go over here in order to do it. Unfortunately, Bernie never took that leap of faith, so he's over here, and instead of being boosted up like a rocket, he's attracting darkness to himself. Now, why is he attracting darkness to himself more so than Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden? Well, number one, he's not doing what the divine's asking him to do. He's not aligned with truth. And number two, he never broke up with his abusive girlfriend. So, I mean, these two souls have shackled themselves to a negative entity, which isn't good, and that totally compromises their power in becoming president, because they don't have the support of universal energies to do it, because the divine doesn't want the Democratic Party anymore. But he's even worse, because he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Bernie is actually in a worse position, because he's not taking that leap of faith. He's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. And he's not demonstrating self-love, and he's not aligned with truth because he's a democratic socialist, and he doesn't have a place in the democratic field. His platform doesn't belong there. Neither does he. So Bernie basically needs to take a pair of scissors and cut this connection right here, cut this cord right here, and go where the power is and where universal energy is. So Bernie Sanders plus the People's Party equals winning by a landslide. So Bernie is basically the light fighting against the dark, and the dark's going to bring their A game, and unfortunately Bernie has not brought his A game, and that's what you're seeing in the polls. Bernie Sanders is struggling because he's not bringing his A game. So that's energetically what's happening with the universe. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on what was going on. Bernie, if you want to win, you have to lead the People's Party. Bernie was quoted as saying, I'm the strongest candidate to beat Donald Trump, and he is. He is the strongest candidate to beat Donald Trump, but not over here. Over here. He needs this behind him, and then he takes off like a rocket. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know what energetically was going on with their souls. It's like you can't shackle yourself to a negative entity and win, because you're compromising your power. Got to come over here, get that negative entity off your ankle, line yourself with truth, light, self-love, and lead the People's Party. That's what you're supposed to be doing, President Sanders. You brought a lemon to a knife fight, dude. Can't do that. You can't bring a lemon to a knife fight. This has to happen. You have free will, but free will has consequences. This has to happen. You have to change your mind. So right now the universe is showing you things. You brought a lemon to a knife fight, dude. Go get your knife. Your knife is over here. Go get it. And watch what happens. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.